Here is one more task for you which is taken from the real project. So this is not just some tasks for the interview, but the tasks that you will see in your everyday life. And as you can see, we must map data to the front-end format, which actually means we are getting our data, for example, from the backend, not in format like we want. This is why we want to convert them. And the main element is location key, and we need to map all data to it. And we will have at the end 5 objects. As you can see here, first of all, we have a location array, and here we have 2 objects. First of all, location key, and this is our unique identifier. And we have here some IDs and auto-assign, and exactly the same in the second object. And now here we have a bulk config array. So this is also the array with objects, and inside every single object we have a data values and config key. The main point is that we are mapping them one-to-one, which actually means the 0 index in location array equals bulk config 0 index. And in this case, we need to map everything to this structure. So at the end, we must get an array of objects with, first of all, config key, this is this part, and location key 32. As you can see, location key 32 is this part, and also auto-assign from it, which actually means our second element will be also config 100, location key 22, this is our second number, and then auto-assign, and so on and so on. And as I already said, the unique ID for us is this, which actually means we're getting here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 objects. So at the end we must have an array with 5 objects. Now let's try to write this logic, and actually we won't have anything complicated here. It's all about data mapping. So let's write here our result, as I want to do it directly without for loops in an efficient way. And I want here to work with location, just because inside we have our unique IDs, and here inside location we are getting map, which actually means we are looping through these objects. And here inside map we are getting location element, and also we are getting here index. This is why I must put additional brackets here. So location and index are what we need to. And now inside we can do our magic, because now inside location element we are getting every single object. So we want here one more map, because inside our location element we want to loop through our location key. This is why here we can return our location element, and here we have our location key. And here I also have a map, and we have access to our location key. And as you can see, I wrote it with camel case because we are writing JavaScript code, and typically all our variables are camel case. Now here inside we want to return what we need to. And first of all we need here a location key. This is why here I am writing location key. We can leave it with underscore like from backend, or we can convert it to uppercase, just depends on what you want. And here we are just assigning our location key. After this we must get our config key. And this is extremely easy to do, because here inside bulk config we can just get this config key by index. This is why here we can write bulk config index, because it is the same like in location, dot data values dot config key. And the last part is auto-assign, and auto-assign we are getting inside location element dot auto-assign. And this is how we mapped what we needed. So first of all we have a map through our location, through this object, and in a map we have for our location key. This is why for every single unique ID we can map data that we need to. Let's check this out. I will write console log here our result, and let's check if it's working. I'm reloading the page, and we are getting an array of arrays. And in the first array we are getting here location key, config key, auto assign, and all is good. The only problem that we have is that we are getting an array of arrays, but we actually want a flat array. This is why we must do something with this code. And we can use here reduce to just create a flat array, because we don't have flatten method natively inside JavaScript. So here we have our array and accumulator. And at the beginning we can say that we are getting empty array, and what we want to do inside is to use array.concatenate, and here we are concatenating is with accumulator. So what is done here? By default we have here empty array, and we have every single array that you can see here. And we want to concatenate our array with accumulator, so essentially for every single element we are concatenating it with our accumulator. Let's check this out. I'm reloading the page, and we are getting our flat array with objects. And this is how you map data, for example, from backend format to our frontend format.